Good afternoon, YouTube. How y'all doing this afternoon? I am your host, Johnny Fiorenza. This is the Overtime, the Fast Break. This is my co-host.
How we doing, guys? Bryce Roseborough here. Good to see everybody.
We're going to come to y'all today, break down the three biggest games on the evening college basketball card here, and we might throw in one NBA game just slightly, but we're going to get into it. That's why we call it the Fast Break. First game on the docket, we got NC State traveling to Virginia. Virginia in this game is a 14.5-point favorite, total at 135. Bryce, you got anything on this game?
Yes, sir. All right. So we look at this game, and NC State is playing at home, and they have some pretty big victories this year against top 10 teams at home and at neutral sites. They played Arizona. They beat them 90-84. They have a top 5 NBA draft pick with Ayton. They beat Duke 96-85. Those guys got Marvin Bagley, and they also beat Clemson 78-77. So, you know, there could be some fight in these NC State pack, the Wolf Pack, as they say.
Yeah, NC State is they've really been resurging actually the past few weeks. They started off the season pretty slow, and they've had a few bounce back games here in the past few weeks, and they've really they've come together. Any outlook on Virginia? And they're very good defensively. What do you think on the total on this game? Anything?
So, as we know, Virginia has been a top 5 defense all damn season, and I do not expect them to do any less than be a great defensive team this week against NC State. I see the total over-under is 135, and guys, I'm taking that under. They've gone under 135 5 of the last 5 games. That defense is legit, and NC State's offense really, really relies on big performances. So, take that what you will.
Yeah, and Virginia's a notorious under team. Their defense is crazy good. I have a couple stats here too. If anyone's looking towards a side in this game, NC State's won 12 of their last 17 games, but they've lost their last 5 road games straight up. So if you're looking at this one from a betting angle, you got to find a spread advantage. And right now, Virginia's 1-4 in their last 5 ATS against NC State. I think that could be an angle to look at in this one.
Yeah, that 14.5 points, if you're a Virginia guy, you say, that's an easy cover. But I look at it and I say to myself, all right, they've kept most of these games close. They don't lose big at home. 14.5 points, I like that. I'm going to take them to cover, but I can see either way of the docket here. So
yeah, I completely agree. Let's get rolling just so we can keep the show a little short. Ohio State on the road at Rutgers. This line is also -6 with a total of 135. Ohio State comes in 14-4 straight up, but they are just 8-8 against the spread this season. So keep that in mind when you're betting the spread tonight. Rutgers has actually played very good the last week. They actually sent Michigan State to a thriller into overtime this last week. So they've been playing really good ball. Anything on this one, Bryce?
All right, so we're looking at it. OSU is tied atop the Big 12 in offensive efficiency and in actual win-loss records. So they are absolutely no slap, and you're looking at a Rutgers team that's lost 4 of their last 5 games. Now, they've been closely contested, but they've still lost 4 of their last 5. Now, they are playing at home, and I love this. I love their win against Seton Hall at home, 71-65. That's a team that's currently ranked in the top 10. I watched Seton Hall play. They've got some big guys make some big time plays. So this Rutgers game, I see a lot of value there.
Yeah, I completely agree. You look at Rutgers; they're playing their best ball of the season. Even though they have lost 4 of their last 5 games, they're 5-5 their last 10. So Before that, they had won. What would that be? 5 of their previous 6. Yeah, 5 of their previous 6 games. So they really just caught that cold streak, and their schedule recently has been pretty tough. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they've played let's check that out here just so I'm not going to – do you know the recent opponents, Bryce?
I looked it over, but you look at that Michigan State game, and that's really all you need to know. That's one of the top 5 teams in the country. They took them to OT. They probably should have won that game in regulation time. So –
oh, they've had the hardest season. Okay, listen to this, Bryce. They come into the Big Ten, and they started with Purdue. They get Wisconsin, and they beat Wisconsin as an underdog outright.
Wisconsin was in there.
Yeah, but it's still stronger than Rutgers is. and they send Michigan State to that overtime game, and that was their last game. So the last time we saw this Rutgers team play, they did have a strong performance.
Listen, a lot of people look at this and Ohio State's a 6-point favorite for a reason, but I love these Rutgers at home. I'm going to take them. I love that. I think that they've got their back against the wall. They're 1-4 in the Big Ten. They need a win here to stay relevant. This is a game that I definitely like the underdog here. So
yeah, I think if you're betting the spread, you might want to look towards Rutgers. They've been playing good ball. They've been playing teams close. Even though they're dogs every game, it's good value taking that dog that's competing every game. I got a little something on the total here as well. If you're looking at these two teams, the last time that they've met, it went over, and the total has gone over in 10 of the last 15 Ohio State road games. I think there's a recipe for an over tonight. These teams put up 80 points per game, 70 points per game, respectively. They do have pretty good defenses, but even if you put that total in the middle there between their defensive average and their offensive average, it'd be about 142, 144. All we got to do is get over 135 in this one. I love that number. I'll be taking Ohio State, Rutgers over the number.
Love the over. So let's move on to the last game of the night with the Utah Utes giving 7 points at USC. This is a game, a classic Pac-12 matchup. I think both of these teams are pretty evenly matched, but I think I'm going to take USC right here. I like the fact that Utah has lost three Pac-12 games in a row by an average of 11 points. USC has won their last 4 Pac-12 games. I think USC is playing great basketball, and I like them to cover that. Oh, it was +7. It has now moved to +6 for those of you who are betting live.
Okay, so that means there's some action coming on Utah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means if you're looking to back USC, you should hop on at this number.
I would hop on now.
Yeah, 6 is a really good price. I would say so as well. I've been betting against Utah the past few weeks with some of these Pac-12 teams and making some money. Utah's 2-4 their last 6 games against the spread, and 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 road games. They're just not getting it done on the road, and also they're 3-7 straight up in their last 10 overall. So it's hard to really put much faith into Utah right now.
Yeah, I did see that Utah was practicing with Kyle Kuzma at the Lakers facility, and the Lakers have won 4 in a row, so they could have got a little good juju there. I don't know. I wouldn't use that to back your wallet by any means, but it's
because when you look at USC, they have covered 6 of their last 8 games against the spread, and they've won those straight up 6-2 straight up in those same games, which means that when they are expected to win or beat a number, they're beating the number.
Important here, guys. So USC is not only winning basketball games, but they are covering basketball games. That is 2 thumbs up from us.
And because even if you are not betting the game, even if you are not a bettor and you are watching our show, the point spread is the expected outcome of the game. That's what the best computer systems in the world are spitting out. They think it's going to be a 6-point game. So when you look at it and a team is covering the spread, that means they're meeting expectations. Just so even if you don't bet the game, it is a meaningful thing to look at.
So let's hit a quick recap of our picks. Me personally, I have NC State to cover 4.5. I have the under in that game at 135. That is my best bet of the night. I have Rutgers plus 230. That's my wild card. And I have USC covering -7.
All right. I like that. I'm going to do a bet on the NBA as well. We didn't cover the game, but I'm going to go over 212 in Minnesota Timberwolves and the Portland Trailblazers. And on top of that, my best bet of the evening is Ohio State at Rutgers over the total of 135. If you really look at this Ohio State team, the past 10 games, their point outages have been 91, 80, 92, 72, 72, 94, 80, 80, 97. So the only thing is the other team only has to put up 50 to 60 points if they're putting up their average output. I like that. I don't think they're going to win by 15. So it's going to be a close game. I think Ohio State gets close to 80 points here. I think we go over the total.
Right on, guys. All right, we will be hitting you with a recap of these NFL games either later today or tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. But other than that, you guys take it easy and keep those wallets fat, please.
Yeah, and follow us on Twitter at the Overtime OVR time. We would really appreciate a follow. We put out a lot of good content, and just to make y'all smarter and more informative sports fans. So we will be back either later this evening, like Rosie said, but we will see y'all next time.
We're out.